All right. Shalom. Blessings. Hoping that you're having a wonderful night. I'm going to share tonight. Topic going to be about usury and entrance. All right. So usury. All right. In the scripture, that's what we're going to look at. All right. It was something prevalent that I was reading. I was in Nehemiah. And the Most High said, well, share it. And there's something that's going on, right? And people are going to be judged for doing this type of usury, right? At a high interest rate, all right? Or usury can be something substituted for money, correct? Um, so, anyway, I'm going to share it. You can always Google King James Version or usury KJV definition, and it'll give you a definite definition. But I'm gonna share with you right now. I'm in Nehemiah chapter 5. Okay, and it says, and there was a great cry of the people. That's what's going on now, and of their wives against their brethren, the Jews. All right, so there was a great cry of the people, the Israelites. Um, in the chapter summary, it says the Israelites complain of their debt and mortgage and bondage. All right. Verse 2, for there were that said, we are sons and our daughters are many. All right. So, for there were that said, we, our sons and our daughters are many. We have a lot of children. Therefore, we take up corn for them. We store up corn for them, that we may eat and live. Some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our lands. Okay, so some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards and houses, that we might buy corn because of the dearth, the famine. Okay, they not put a lien, they put their house up for sale, or right, for usury, um equity, investments, things of that nature. So I'm gonna read it again. It says, some also there were that said, some of them said, we have mortgaged our lands. They rented out their lands, they Airbnb their lands, they took out loans on their lands, vineyards, gardens, and houses, that we might buy corn because of the famine. Because of what? The inflation. That's what's going on right now. There were also that said, we have borrowed. They did what? It says, we have borrowed. It says that we're supposed to be the head and not the tail. We're supposed to be the uh, lender, not the borrower. But we are. So it says, there were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute. A lot of people are borrowed money, credit cards, and so forth, or got loans for the king's, the president's taxes, and that upon our lands. And even they took out loans on their lands, their property, and vineyards. 5, verse 5. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children. And look, it says, lo, behold, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters, to be servants, to be what? To be slaves. Because why? They have borrowed money to pay their taxes. Um, they have uh, um, um, took out loans on their mortgage, property, lands, vineyards, and houses because of the corn, or I mean, to buy food because of the famine. All right. And then verse 5 again, it says, still, now our flesh is as the flesh of our brothers, our children as the children, as their children. And look, behold, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be servants, to be slaves. They sold them off. And some of our daughters are brought unto bondage already. Neither is it in our power to redeem them, to restore them. Um, For other men have our lands, other nations, strangers, heathen, have our lands and vineyards. And I was very angry, said Nehemiah. So Nehemiah said he was very angry. He was upset um, when he heard their cry and these words, and so am I. Then I consulted, he said, my heart counseled in me, comforted me, or advised me, consulted with me myself, and I rebuked the nobles, uh, the rich, high status, um, and the rulers, and said unto them. So I rebuked the nobles, all right, those of high status, famous, celebrities, maybe in this time, and the rulers, and said unto them, you exact usury. That's what he said to the governors and the people of a high status, maybe the um, high class, middle class, the governors, politicians, uh, uh, leaders. Then you exact usury, interest, every one of his brother, and I set a great assembly against them. That's what Nehemiah said. He gathered people against them, and I said unto them, Israel, we after our ability have redeemed our brethren, the Jews, which were sold unto the heathen. And will you even sell your brethren? That's what they did to Joseph. They sold him. Or shall they be sold unto us? Then held they their peace. They went silent and found nothing to answer. They didn't have nothing to say, right? Because they sold um, their brothers and sisters into slavery, all right? Um, for or and they did usury, right? They charged interest, all right, for services, or enlarged the debt. So verse 8 it says, and I said unto them, we after our ability have redeemed, purchased our brethren, restored our brethren, the Jews, the Israelites, which were sold unto the heathen, the other nations. And will you even sell your brethren, said Nehemiah, or shall they be sold unto us? No. Then held they their peace. They were quiet and found nothing to answer. So let's see what Leviticus uh, 25 and 48 says. How we supposed to treat our brethren. Leviticus 25:48. Let's get that. Okay. I'm getting it. 25 verse 48. Says, after that he is sold, he may be redeemed again. One of his brethren may redeem him, may purchase him, or restore him. All right, let me go a little bit back in here. Let's read verse 46. And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondman forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, the Israelites, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor, evilly. And if a sojourner or a stranger wax rich by you, that grows rich by you, all right, or if a stranger or a sojourner um, wax rich, or his hand obtain riches by you, and your brother that liveth by him grows poor, and sell himself unto the stranger or sojourner by you, or to the stock of the stranger's family. After that he is sold, he may be redeemed, restored again, and one of his brethren may redeem him. You need to redeem one another. 49. Either his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem him, or any that is near of kin, family unto him, of his family, may redeem him. Or if he be able, you may redeem him. He may redeem himself, buy out his contract himself, and he shall reckon with him that bought him from the year that he was sold to him unto the year of Jubilee, and the price of his sale shall be according unto the number of years, according to the time of a hired servant, slave, shall it be with him. And if there be still many years behind, according unto them, he shall again give again the price of his redemption out of the money that he was bought for. And if there remain but few years unto the year of Jubilee, then he shall count with him, and according unto his years shall he give him again the price of his redemption. And as a yearly hired servant, slave, shall he be with him, and the other shall not rule with rigor over him in your eyes. And if he be not redeemed in these years, then he shall go out in the year of Jubilee, both he and his children with him. For unto me the children of Israel are servants. For unto who? Unto the Most High are the children of Israel servants, slaves. They are my servants, slaves, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt, bondage. I am the Most High, your power, says the Most High power. Okay? So, um, um, I was just reading you of redemption. Okay? All right. Some of the redemption of servants. All right. Um, so now, um, also, I said it is not. So we're going back to Nehemiah chapter 5, and it's talking about the Israelites complaining of their debt, mortgage, and bondage. All right. Um, I'm in chapter 5, verse 9. Also I said, it is not good that ye do. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our power? He said, also I said, it is not a good thing that you do this. Ought you not to walk in the fear of the Most High, because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies? What the enemies will say. I likewise and my brethren and my servants might exact of them money and corn. I pray you, let us leave off this usury. Stop charging this type of entrance that cannot be paid back, or causing this debt at a high interest rate that cannot be repaid or restored. In verse 11, Nehemiah says, restore, I pray you, to them even this day their lands. Give them back their lands, their property, their vineyards, their olive and yards, and their houses, also the 100th part of the money, and of the corn, the wine, the oil, that you exact of them. All right? That you extort from them. All right? All right, so I'm gonna continue reading, but let's get some of the precepts in here. So I'm in Ezekiel 18 and verse 8. It says, he that have not given out upon usury, neither have taken any increase, that have withdrawn his hand from sin, and have executed true judgment between man and man. We were supposed to execute true judgment between man and man. All right. So let me go back again. Let's read 7, verse 7. Yeah. So I'm in Ezekiel 18 and 7. All right, and it says, let's read 5. It said, but if a man be just, if a man be righteous, and do that which is lawful, that is what? Lawful and right. You must do what is lawful and right, judgment and justice, and have not eaten upon the mountains, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, neither have defiled his neighbor's wife, neither have come near to a menstruous woman, and have not oppressed any, but have restored to the debtor his pledge, and have spoiled none by violence, and have given his food to the hungry, and have covered the naked, sheltered the naked with a garment, apparel. He that have not given out upon usury, all right, and neither have taken in any increase, that have withdrawn his hand from sin, and have executed true judgment between man and man. All right. And that's being just. So let's get some scriptures on this. All right. Not given out upon usury. Let's go to Exodus 22 and 25. All right. Exodus 22, verse 25. If you lend money to any of my people that is poor by you, you shall not be to him as an usurer, neither shall you lay upon him usury. All right. So again, if you lend money, if you give your money to any of my people, your brethren that is poor by you, you shall not be to him as an usurer, neither shall you lay upon him usury, interest. Put him in debt that he can't pay back. That's what Babylon does. Let's get Leviticus also. I think we was there already. Well, you can go to Leviticus 25, 36, and 37. I'm going to go to Deuteronomy real quick. 23:19. Deuteronomy 23, verse 19. You should not lend upon usury. Don't do it to your brother, your other fellow Israelite. Usury of money, interest of money, usury of victuals, interest of like food, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. You shouldn't do it. All right. And I'll go to 20. It says, unto a stranger you mayest lend upon usury, interest, but unto your brother you shall not lend upon usury, interest, that the Most High, your power, may bless you in all that you settest thine hand to in the land, whether you goest to possess it. All right. And let's get Psalms. Let's get Psalms 15 and 5. I think. Yeah, Psalms 15 and verse 5. It says, he that putteth not out his money to usury, interest, nor taketh reward against the innocent, he that doeth these things shall never be moved. All right. He that putteth not out his money, his mammon, to usury, interest, to cause debt, nor taketh reward against the innocent, he that doeth these things shall never be moved. All right. So back to Nehemiah. I hope that those help. So Nehemiah said again, restore, I pray you, to them. So Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 11. Give back, I pray you, to them, even this day, this hour, their lands, this age, their lands, their vineyards, their olive yards, and their houses, also the 100th part of the money, and of the corn, and the wine, and the oil that you exact, you take of them, or you charge of them. Then said they, we will restore them, we will give it back, and will require nothing of them. So will we do as you saith. Then I called the priests and took a promise of them, said Nehemiah, that they should do according to this promise as well. Also I shook my lap and said, so the Most High shake out every man from his house and from his labor, evict them, and from his labor, his work, job, that performeth not this promise. Even so be he shaken out and empty, or void. And all the congregation said, amen, and praised the Most High. And the people did according to this promise. All right. And that's about it that I have there. But this is what's going on right now. This is what's going on. I'll go on and read. It says, however, from the time that I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year even unto the uh, 20, 20 the 30th year of Artaxerxes the king, that is 12 years, I and my brethren have not eaten the bread of the governor, but the former governors that had been before me were chargeable unto the people, and had taken of them bread. They took the bread and the wine, besides 40 shekels and 40 shekels of silver. Yet even their servants bear rule over the people. But so did I not, because of the fear of the Most High. You got to have the fear of the Most High. He didn't do it. He didn't rob like the other politicians and governors did, like Babylon is doing right now. Inflation and raising taxes, and people can't even live. 16. Yeah, also I continued in the work of this wall. He was in the midst of building a wall. Neither brought we any land, and all my servants were gathered there unto the work. They're doing their work. However, there were at my table 150 of the Israelites and rulers, besides those that came unto us from among the heathen that are about us. Now that which was prepared for me daily was an ox, 6 choice sheep. Also fowls were prepared ready for me, and once in 10 days store of all sorts of wine. Still for all this require not I the bread of the governor, because the bondage, the slavery was heavy upon this people. Think upon me, my power, Ahiah, for good, according to all that I have done for this people. All right. So, and he was still doing the work. He didn't trouble the people, but he was getting his work done, right? Okay. Um, Chapter 4, verse 18. For the builders, every one had his sword girded by his side, his weapon, and so builded, and he that sounded the trumpet was by me. And I said unto the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large, and we are separated upon the wall, one far from another. In what place, therefore, whenever you hear the sound of the trumpet, resort ye hither, come hither unto us, for the Most High shall fight for us. So we labored in the work, and half of them held the spears from the rising of the morning till the stars appeared. Likewise, at the same time, said I unto the people, let every one with his servant sleep with inside Jerusalem, that in the night they may be a guard to us and labor on that day. So neither I, nor my brethren, nor my servants, nor the men of the guard which followed me, none of us put off our clothes, uh, only that every one put them off for a washing. Um, uh, it says, none of us put off our clothes. Everyone went with his weapon for water. Okay. They was always protected and guarded. But if you hear that trumpet, he said, we all must gather together. And that's what we shall do as the time gets nearer and nearer. But we got to continue to build and work with one another, all right? And not to extort one another uh, and do this type of usury. Um, Shalom. I hope that was edifying. Again, this was chapter 5, the Jews complaining of their debt, mortgage, and bondage. And a lot of people are going to be complaining about it because they don't have the fear of the Most High. If they fear the Most High, they wouldn't be exacting usury. Shalom. Have a good night.